A lot of women seem to be upset about the soft guy era, but let me tell y'all why it don't make sense at all. Because a lot of these same women want to live a soft life they themselves at the expense of a man. Ain't no problem with that, but if a man can provide you with a soft life, chances are he already living it and he just inviting you into his world. So it don't matter if y'all don't like it. It is what it is. But on top of that, you asking for something that you don't want to give. Y'all don't think y'all coming off as selfish? The man don't even really want this, but just to see how y'all act and see who y'all really are, that's the point. So it's weird when y'all act like the goal is to be family, but y'all really debating if you should treat a man the same way you want to be treated. It shouldn't even be a debate. Matter of fact, when women actually care about a man, they do all of these things, which is why y'all complain about broke men. A lot of y'all have done this before and still do it for men who just don't value you, so the energy is not reciprocated. But this is what's happening out here. Women and men out here choosing based off of money and looks that can fade a minute from now. What happens to your relationship? It fade right along with it. Anybody who got any type of sense, they not even gonna waste their time with you. So that's what's happening out here. The same way a lot of women think that men don't like women, a lot of women don't like men. But they brainwash into believing that men are supposed to pay for everything. So this is the only reason they really want to with you most of the time. They think that the key to their soft life is you, but they don't really want you, which is why they don't want to hold up their end of the deal, which is why they don't want to treat you the way they want to be treated by you. It just don't make sense to me, but whatever. Subscribe to my YouTube, Planet Reality.
In traditional heterosexual relationships, women have historically carried an unequal load. Duh, right? But even for the most progressive, feminist, and evolved among us, this stuff is so baked into the culture that it can sneak in insidious little ways that lead to major resentments. This can manifest in a bunch of different ways, but the two big ones to keep a close eye on are: one, inequality in responsibilities, when one partner, historically the woman, is burdened by a disproportionate share of cooking, cleaning, plan making, pet care, or other responsibilities. And two, emotional labor. By default, women are often cast in the role of emotional caretakers in the relationship, responsible for constantly managing the emotional well-being of both partners. Shocker, both of these can lead to bitterness and deep resentment. If you find yourself in recurring fights that circle around the general theme of who is pulling their emotional and physical weight and who is not, take the time to consider if traditional, outdated gender roles are fueling your disagreements. And then do your very best to redistribute responsibilities. Work together to come up with a plan that feels fair to both of you. For maximum success, stay flexible and willing to adapt when external circumstances change. Finally, the patriarchy is real. Do your part to dismantle it by making conscious choices to challenge society's stereotypes in both your thoughts and actions. And if you are one of those dudes who's like, but the house doesn't even look that dirty to me and I'm fine eating takeout, so this is all her choice. Wise up, bro. Pull your weight. In fact, pull more than your weight. It's still probably not enough. I love you, bro, but you know it's not.
And no man plays the victim better than the one who caused the damage. He'll dysregulate your central nervous system and then claim you always disturbing his peace, leaving out the part where he's the reason why you no longer have any of your own. He'll break your trust and then get mad that you always bringing up the past, when really you're bringing up his present day patterns that trigger the memories of the pain he caused. Or he'll say that you always got bad energy, meanwhile draining your energy with every invalidation in this exhaustive environment that he's cultivated by making you walk on eggshells. Or he'll break your heart into 1,000 pieces, then consider himself a changed man because he's trying to help you pick them up and glue them back together, but then cry if he cuts his hands on the shards of your resentment that you now feel towards him. And it's not to say that he doesn't feel discomfort lying in the bed that he made, but trying to reframe this whole thing as mutual wounding is just a manipulative tactic to manufacture injury to escape responsibility. Like, yeah, it's possible that you had a bad attitude or you could have given him more attention, but last time I checked, neither of those are a gun to his head that forced him to dishonor his own commitment. And whatever needs he's claiming that you didn't meet that led to his decisions, it's gonna be impossible to meet now that he's broken you. It's like getting mad that your car doesn't start, so you pour sugar down the gas tank. Not only does it make things worse, it's stupid, which is exactly what he expects you to be if he thinks that his well-rehearsed victimhood can distract you from the very real damage that he deliberately caused. So nah, he had a choice between your pain and his prevention, and he chose to make you suffer due to his lack of discipline. He could have left if he was that miserable. So don't waste any more time watching his audition as the real victim while he tries to rewrite the script to make you the villain. Just cut his role, cancel the show, and get back to your regularly scheduled program of your piece before him and his BS made a guest appearance.
And you gotta understand, man, with the way that you out here talking, with the way that you out here acting, with the way that you out here thinking that you just gonna talk crazy to a man, treat a man like he's dirt, a man is not gonna pursue that. There's no reason for him to. There's no reason for him to get up out of bed every morning, having a great day, might have had a great night with his friends, just to come up to you. You got an attitude. And the only way that attitude is going to leave is if you have more cowbell.
Y'all, the male loneliness epidemic is not real. I am on like 5 different cities of Are We Dating the Same Guy? And I saw a post about a woman who literally, the guy said, come pick me up because I have 2 DUIs and I can't drive my car, so come pick me up. She goes to pick him up. Tell me why she picks him up while he's living in a tent on the side of a garage on a commercial lot for the company that he works for. He's living in a tent on their property, and she still went out with him. So I really don't want to hear that there's a loneliness epidemic. I believe that, women are so stuck on these dating apps and they're not really listening to, I like to call it women first content, like Share 7 or the Ashley Dalton or something like that. I'm afraid they're not listening to her, or her message isn't reaching very far, because you still went on a date with a guy who was living in a tent on the side of a garage, and you're posting about him because you saw red flags after you went on the date. That's a little scary to me. So I don't believe the rumors are true. I don't believe men are lonely at all. I think they're getting plenty of women because women are still stuck on the dating apps. They're still going out with them. They're still searching for boyfriends. They're still not having any standards when it comes to dating. So
where are all the single men? I grew up in Atlanta, and then I moved to San Francisco when I was 16. And then I moved to Marin about 8 years ago following a divorce. And where I lived in Marin, I was closer to the bridge. So for those of you who don't know, Marin is just north of San Francisco, across the Golden Gate Bridge. And I was able to meet people in San Francisco, but I've moved more up north, and Marin's pretty family friendly. A lot of married men. And then the more that you go up north, it's even more family oriented. And so a lot of the things that I do, I don't necessarily get to meet new people. And so a couple months ago, this is when I went on Hinge. My friend was like, you got to go on Hinge. You got to go on the dating apps. I was like, I don't want to go on the dating apps. He said, that's the only way that you're going to meet people. And so I went on Hinge, and, here are some of my saga stories that I've been sharing. But I was talking to my other friend who's around my age and single, and he's not someone that I would date. He's just a friend. And we were talking, we're like, we can't be the only people here that are single and in Marin. I know that there's a lot of families. I know there's a lot of married people. There's also some divorced people, but I don't know where they are. So we're just gonna kind of keep looking. I've joined a gym, but it feels really daunting. There's a lot of groups of men, and there's no barriers in the rooms and the walls. And so that's been sort of an experience. I've recently been trying to walk through some of my fear around that.
Just got my cappuccino. We with Jayla, and y'all, she want to know, actually we want to know, men, where do you guys hang out? Where do you go?
Think about this. If women who look like this are asking, where are all the men? I must say it must be some sort of coordinated strategy by men to disappear. Now, I don't mean disappear like a magician, like off the planet or just vanish. I mean disappear from where people meet. Don't go to clubs. Don't go to bars. Don't go to brunches. Just go to places where there's not this sort of social expectation or interaction with women.
And like, don't just say, "Oh, we go to the gym." We go to the gym too. Where else do you go?
Do y'all like to eat? Because I like to eat.
Right.
Your girl like to eat, and I don't be seeing y'all at the food places that I be at.
Girl, I feel like they
Y'all
don't
not like
eat.
food? They don't like food.
They don't have hobbies. They don't go out and eat. What do you do?
Then you must ask the question, why would men collectively disappear from the dating social settings? And men have disappeared from dating social settings for many reasons, but they all boil down to they just don't see the value in attempting to date right now. Men simply don't value what women are offering to the dating market right now, and that's the reason they've checked out.
And honestly, you know, modern women be like, why am I not being asked out? It's because honestly, men are having, with a lot of these young ladies, men are having to ask. Men are having to beg for the bare minimum. I'm having to beg for softness. I'm having to beg for, you just showing some type of interest. I'm having to beg for you to say that you even like me. I'm having to beg for you to say thank you. While you expecting me to buy you all of these gifts and wine you and dine you and all that stuff.
I've noticed that women, we're a mean group of people, very mean, and sometimes angry, and you can't really call them out without an argument or without a fight, maybe even during they get cussed out. So it's almost best to put together like a platform like mine, where you set a standard on how we should behave or what our responses should be, and allow them just to watch it in their own time. And if they feel like they're convicted of those things, then they'll correct themselves, because the only thing you can do is sow a seed. You can't change a grown person's perspective. So they're still going to do what they want to do. And then when they continuously find themselves alone, then they may say, you know what, maybe I am doing something wrong. But I've tried really to call an individual out, a woman. And sometimes it does work. I'm like, now listen, you shouldn't be rejoicing in being a single mom right now. At this age in your life, we don't need to have a baby shower. This is not something, and you said the dad's not here. No, this is not acute. This is going to be hard. Have you thought about the other side? Because we're not planting the seed of the consequences that are there to come. It's always joyous. When we mess up, it's just joy, joy, joy. When I messed up, it was shame. And to the point I wouldn't do it again. But now it's like you just said, girl, it'll be all right. But we're not there with that woman when it's not all right. Because it's not all right. There are times when those women get by themselves, when it's real quiet, and it's just them and God in the room, and they're breaking down, and they're wishing they had a different situation. But I'm here to tell them too, they can recover, but you got to be accountable first before so the behavior can stop, so you can do something different.
But they looked at you. Why is it so many niggas here? Yes, staring me down. Yeah. Not one single word though. Like, you're eyeing me. Like, down on me. I know you want me. I know you want me back. But you're just too scared to come up. I don't like that. Be a man. Be a man and come up to me and say something. Yeah. Why are we just looking? Are you a girl or a boy? They like boys.
I knew the tactic was going to get thrown in at some point in time in that video. But for the young lady that's trying to wonder, why aren't they coming up to me? Like, why aren't they saying anything? Sweetheart, yeah, I asked for this. I got online every day and told us how much I don't like men approaching y'all. Every day. Oh, you don't believe me? Watch.
It's nothing worse than having a bad day. And then some random man approach you. Just all in your face.
I'm pretty vocal on my platform about how I really dislike when men I don't know approach me in public and try to proposition me, hit on me, compliment me, etc.
Don't talk to me.
Silent?
I hate it when guys like approach me at bars. Like I hate just like talking to guys. I hate it. I'm like,
I'm in an era where I hate when men talk to me. Maybe that's an era that I'm always in.
Of course.
Say it out loud.
Oh. Interesting. I've never seen a group of people complain about something so much online, and then they actually get what they've been complaining about, and then they complain about that. I swear you can't make this up. Man, y'all keep the change.
And a lot of these modern women, they say a lot of stuff that's demeaning. They talk about how men are shaming women, but a lot of these modern women out here shame men a lot. They say some off the wall stuff. They say some crazy stuff to disrespect a man. And when a man says, okay, that's how it is, you have to understand when you say stuff like that, when you do stuff like that, a man, you're going to call him cold. You're going to say that he's emotionally unavailable. But really, part of that, or maybe even a good portion of that, was you talking trash. Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. Like Kevin Samuels always used to say. You two were worried about shaming him and insulting him. Now that man seemed cold and distant, and you're not looking at what you did that might have caused that.
Dating is the only place where showing interest can apparently get you. There's a rule now. You can't text back too fast, respond in under 5 minutes, and you come off desperate. Respond 2 days later, and suddenly you have boundaries, hobbies, and possibly a hostage somewhere. So now grown adults see a text they've been waiting for, and immediately they put their phone face down. We tell ourselves, I will not reply. I will not experience joy. Meanwhile, the other person is doing the exact same thing. Two people interested, both pretending they recently. Dating is just competitive chess in adult daycare. Nobody knows the rules. Everybody's pretending they meant to make that move. Everybody wants communication, but nobody wants to look available enough to communicate. You have to answer like you're emotionally out of breath. Hey yourself, what's up? Not much. Outstanding. This relationship already has the chemistry of two coworkers waiting for an elevator. I mean, I miss when people were allowed to be excited. Now you have to wait exactly 48 minutes so they know you like them, but not enough to identify the body. Then, after 3 weeks of calculated response times, one person finally says, I just don't feel like we're connecting. Correct. You've both been communicating like undercover federal agents. We could have been married by now, actually. But apparently, you texted back too fast.
How are you feeling about dating women?
I'm really, really nervous about it. I don't know how this is going to go. We're talking about taking it really slowly. And I don't take anything slowly. I want to. This is going to be a really different dating experience for me. And then she had said, don't dress up. Let's not dress up. And I feel so relieved about that. I might like this so much, I might not look back. I may go, yeah, this is it. This is the way to go. I've got a headache just talking about it. I'm so nervous about this. I don't know what to do.
What makes you nervous about it?
You know, I'm not going to be good at this. Look at me. I'm not like this. I'm going to be so awkward. She's going to be like, something's wrong with this lady. She's never going to want to see me.
That is not true.
I'm not going to be able to talk. I'm not going to be able to form words. I'm going to cook dinner for her, so that way I'll be occupied. I feel like I'm 14. I wasn't good at being 14. This week I have been in and out of, I hope she cancels. But I don't want her to cancel.
Yeah, you're just nervous.
I just don't know if I like this. I need to go back to what I know. This is territory I don't know anything about. I'm just going to dive in. I mean, not dive in, you know, but metaphorically.
You are anxious.
I'm telling you.
When people say I should be nicer to men, but this is modern chivalry.
I did that. Like, actually? Like, actually. I can't believe he actually let the door slam in my face. That's actually crazy.
Okay, so this chick is mad pressed because I guess she was expecting this guy to do the thing where, like, when you're holding the door open, you look behind you to make sure that no one else is coming through, which I personally do and I recommend doing no matter what gender you are. It's just a general courtesy. But my question is, why was she recording? That's always the first question I ask in these situations. Why was the phone out and why were you recording? Because now I'm wondering if you did this on purpose. Like, if you were literally just waiting out to run out at the last opportunity so you could get this, like, victimhood on camera. Because this looks avoidable. Because from our angle, it looks like the guy just did not bother to look around at all, leaving the door to slam in your face, which, yeah, maybe not the most courteous guy of all time, but also, that's not mandatory. Good thing you're not dating him. Bad thing you absolutely had to have your recording phone in your hand instead of in your pocket or a bag so that you had absolutely no way of catching the door as it closed. And this is the difference between a person who is grateful for random acts of kindness versus a person who simply feels entitled to random acts of kindness to the point that they don't even have enough self-preservation to take care of themselves. They just expect everyone else around them to do that for them. Like, unless you made eye contact with him, why would you assume he even saw you? I don't know, y'all. What do you think? Do I think it's typically a good habit to look behind you when you're opening a door in public? Absolutely, I do. But if there is no eye contact, man, this is just Darwinism. Just be glad you didn't spill that whole drink all over your ass.
You know, modern women continue to ask, well, why is it that men are opting out of dating? Well, you know, you try being drained of your money, your energy, your resources, something always got to be expensive. You always got to take them to an expensive place. You try doing that type of stuff for multiple women and see if you like dating. You try paying $150 fee every single time you go out and see how old it's going to get fast. Even if a man has a date, one date a month, that's a $150 bill. That's a $150 bill. When the new game comes out, with $150, I could have bought that game and some of the DLC. I could have gone out with the boys, taken myself out. I could have put that money back towards a trip. I could have put that money in my investment account. There's so many things I could have done with that money besides spending on somebody that I know don't like me. That's how a lot of men are thinking now. It's not that you're a bad person. It's just that in a lot of these situations, I'm burning through my money and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
What do you think a man's biggest fear is? It's not bankruptcy. It's not divorce. It's not failure. And it's not even... It is literally standing in his own home, feeling like he doesn't matter anymore. When his presence literally changes nothing. When the woman he loves turns to her phone, her friends, or anything else because he's turned into background noise. When he realizes that he's no longer the prize and she doesn't brag about him anymore and he's just the guy who pays the bills, fixes things, sleeps on the same side of the bed, that is what hurts. Most women don't realize this, but a man would rather be hated than ignored. He'll take your screams and being called every other name in the book over you looking right through him like he's not even worth the breath. When he feels irrelevant, something happens. He gets reactive for no reason. He fights over nothing. He drowns himself in work, the bar, other women, or anything that reminds him that he is still a man because he is desperate to have that feeling again. He will act like he doesn't care because caring and watching it die hurts worse than pretending like it never mattered. So what does he need? Not fixing, not mothering, not nagging, and no more of the, oh, it'll be okay. No, he needs to feel seen, really seen, looked at like he still matters, touched like he's still wanted, reminded, not with words, but with how you lean in, laugh at his dumb jokes, and remind him every single day that he is not invisible. Because the man who feels seen, honey, he will move mountains for you. He will go through the fire for you, and he will give his life away for you. So ladies, Go see your man today. Really see him because he needs it.
Advice for a divorced 45-year-old mom trying to date a rich man. Just got to get out there, sis. All right? Some of y'all don't leave your house. You got to have a network. You need to go to those, you need to go to like fundraisers, charity events, galas, things like that in your community. All right? You can find them like on like Facebook groups or whatever. Get you on Facebook. Facebook is understated as you get on Facebook groups and then find out where like charitable events and stuff are. All right, political campaign events, political fundraisers, charity galas, fundraisers. All right, you go to those events. They're not expensive to get in. They sell cheap tickets because they want, cheap and expensive all the way. You can get yourself a cheap ticket, go to these events, network. People are there for good causes, good reasons, and you make yourself friends with some man's wife, some rich man's wife, and you start building your network that way. All right, and then your new friend will invite you to, exclusive members clubs, golf course clubs, polo clubs, whatever. You get what I'm saying? Like that's how you build yourself a network. All right, you find yourself where the rich men are by getting invited by someone's wife. All right, and then while you're in there, then you're where the rich men are, and then you marry for love. Is that so hard? I don't think so. So, you gotta start by getting out your house. You're not Rapunzel. You think that you can just let down your hair and some rich man's going to come galloping up on his steed? I don't think so. All right, so put yourself out there. Look cute. Beat your face. Get you some dry shampoo. And look nice, all right? And they'll come to you.
If you're a high-value guy, you got to date girls that are on your level. I'm telling you guys, if you're a high-value, tall, attractive, rich guy, you need to be around women who are quote-unquote on your level. If not, guys, you will have so much anxiety and so much self-doubt. And ironically, you're completely destroying the dating market. This is why dating is so messed up in 2026. Because we have all these women that are dating, all these high-value guys, or at least, they slept with them one time, or the guy gave them a chance one time, right? Like 5 years ago. And they still believe that they have a chance with that guy. Because they think that's their level, right? And then on top of it, we have all these dating apps and Instagram that is, just feeding women's egos nowadays. And then meanwhile, the average guy, he's lost because, it's just broken. The whole system is broken. So guys, if you're a high value man, listen very carefully. You gotta date beautiful, young women who will like you and be with them. Don't date these tortas and all these, girls who are not really the best quality. Just, guys, I know some of you guys want to have some fun here and there, but for the most part, you have to be around women who are kind of on your level, just to make it more fair and better for the market, better for all these guys out there. If not, it's going to be destroyed. Like this whole, it's so imbalanced today. So we need to fix it, guys. So trust and believe. You need to be around girls who are on your level.
So today we have being desired versus being chosen. Women don't know the difference, all right? So we have the experiment. You guys watched yesterday's video, and this was a very calculated video because what I wanted to show you guys was how women were going to react to this. All the women are in the comments and they're like, well, you guys, all the guys love and like all the pictures of the girls that have all of these things, and no, the guys they're so obsessed with BBLs and fake eyelashes, and the guys, they pay for it. I had a guy who, he paid for my nails so that I could have Wolverine claws. You fell for the trap, honey. You fell for it and you didn't even realize it. Because what you didn't realize is all those guys just want to hit. They don't want to date you. They don't want to marry you. Being desired is easy. All the likes, all the follows, all the DMs, all that is easy. I hate to be the bearer of bad news for you, right? But being chosen is different. Being a woman that a man wants to marry and plan his life with and spend his life with is much different from all of the that you guys listed in the comment section yesterday. And what ends up happening is the attention that you're getting creates a false sense of value. So yeah, you got guys to pay for your nails. Yeah, you got guys all fondling all over. They're like, oh, yeah, but he'll cheat on this girl and he'll f this girl that does this. It's like, yeah, they want to f you. They don't want to date you. So you got to remember, there's a difference between being chosen and being desired. Most of you are desired. Most of you are not chosen. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk today, and I'll see you at the same time again tomorrow.
A man's silence will frustrate a woman more than anything he could ever say because it takes away the leverage she had. These are the 3 reasons why. First, silence removes her ability to steer the interaction. When a man is talking, reacting, or explaining, she can work with that. She can respond, redirect, question it, and she can even escalate it. But when he goes quiet, there is nothing to engage with. And that loss of control creates immediate frustration. Second, silence creates uncertainty. Words, even the negative ones, they still feel like connection. But silence introduces distance. Now she does not know where she stands, what he is thinking, or what that man is going to do next. And that lack of clarity is unsettling because it makes the situation harder to navigate or manipulate. Third, and this is the most important part, silence forces accountability. When there is no argument to focus on, no words or tone to pick apart, the attention has to shift inward. Now she has to sit with what actually happened instead of distancing herself with the exchange. And that is uncomfortable because it removes the ability to deflect. There is nothing to deflect when all you get is silence. So the problem...
And men, you have to understand that men work off of respect, right? So if I'm seeing, hey, why is he not, really chasing me and begging for me? And I want him to really, really want me and love me and all that stuff. I get it. But, if a man is getting out there chasing, you think about being in the middle of nowhere, just chasing. And at some point in time, you're going to be like, what am I doing running? What are we running for? What am I running for? Is there danger? Like, what's the situation? And that's what's happening. Men have stopped and started questioning why they're actually chasing. What am I running for? Who am I running after? Who am I running away from? And when you see men stop and start to do that analysis, now it gets clarity on, oh, well, what the heck? Why am I going in this direction? Ain't nothing over here for me. And that's when you stay over there and you sit over there like, oh man, he just quit chasing me because he stopped running and he started thinking. And once he started thinking, he got some mental clarity and was like, oh, she wasted my time. Let me go run in the other direction, towards my goals, towards my vision, toward my aspiration. Let me go back that way. Let me find somebody back that way that actually likes me. That's why you're missing out on these good guys.